There will be no federal court takeover of Rikers. That is, at least for now. Yesterday, a judge accepted the city's plan to fix the staffing and security crisis at the jail, but warned if urgently needed changes are not made, all bets are off. Joining us right now is Department of Correction Commissioner Molina. Good to have you with us, Commissioner.
Thank you for having me.
Were you surprised by this judgment? Because a lot of people were taking into account the horrendous conditions there, the amount of fatalities even within the last 3 weeks. 2 prisoners, there's been a death with them. We all thought the feds would take it over, but you didn't.
So I didn't. We felt very confident under Mayor Adams' leadership, everything that he's done to create an interagency task force under the executive order. Many of the things in the action plan we began doing because it was the right thing to do in order to move the department forward. So we were confident that we were putting the best case forward so that we can give the judge confidence in our ability to give us more time to reform the department.
When you talk about some of these changes, you've seen a decline in stabbings as well as slashing, a decrease in the staff absenteeism, over 200 or 2,000 weapons seized or contraband. What else?
Yes, so like you said, our slashing and stabbings have come down significantly. In May, that decrease was 44%. Month to date, that decrease is 6%. We have staff going back to doing practical security operations. Like you've noted, we've had over 2,000 contraband weapons seized, so we're lessening the tools available that can be used to do slashings and stabbings. Staff is back. Our absentee rate has decreased 40%. So over 1,400 officers have come back to work. We're still not where we want to be. We still have a long road ahead of us, but we've done a lot to bring stabilization to the department over the last 6 months.
We've heard at times the jail is swelling with people that are in custody. We know that the mayor now has implemented new policing policies. There are more arrests that are coming in. Do you have room at the jail for an influx of more prisoners?
So when you think about our criminal justice system, it's not just the jail, it's the courts that are involved as well. Providers that can provide alternatives to incarceration. Our average population has been around 54 to 5,500 individuals at any one time. Majority of that detainees. So as courts start to stabilize and we see more courts, our production to individuals at courts has improved. So we'll start to have a more robust system to handle the influx of bodies if that happens.
I'm just wondering about the budget as well, because I know the mayor wants to also have more security coming in, almost 600 different officers coming in. Is that in the budget for the city?
We didn't get that in the budget. The city council took that out of the budget. A lot of that was aligned to do our risk management accountability system, but we had made a commitment to start that and operationalize that beginning July 1. We're still on track to do that, and we're able to do that because we're reevaluating where staff are assigned so that they're in detainee-facing positions. In addition to that, with the over 1,400 officers that have come back to work, we do have the ability to be able to do that.
When we look at outside contractors that Rikers calls in, whether it's for health agencies or extra security, telephones, everything, do you need to reassess all of that, downsize, because that takes money as well?
Sure. So I think, first of all, when it comes to security operations on Rikers Island, that is the job of correctional officers and our uniform staff. So that is not anything we would ever outsource to anyone. When it comes to other providers that come in, we have a lot of strategic partners that help us provide services to the incarcerated population, like Exodus, FedCap, the Fortune Society, and their partnership with us is very strategic because when people are released from Rikers, we want them to have a continuum of care so that they don't recidivate.
You have 5 months to do this, right?
Well, in 5 months, we're going to be a lot better than where we are today. It took a decade to get to this point. So we're going to need some time to do things, but I think as we show progress to the courts, we show progress to the federal monitor, we're going to show that myself, under the leadership of Mayor Adams, have the ability to turn the Department of Corrections around.
All right. Commissioner Molina joining us on the 6 o'clock news. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Great
for
to
having
have
me.
you on.
Thank you.